Welcome back to Democracy.
Hey, I'm going to try to keep this one, and I didn't mean to do 3 videos, but I had to explain certain things about my Morgellons, the onset. It's been a year since I've had the symptomatic. Who knows, it might have been, within my system for years, you don't know. Uh, I moved here from the St. Peter's Clearwater. I wanted to talk about the regional and the CDC study a little bit. If you look back on my blogs in August, you'll see more about the CDC study that was done earlier this year, December or January or whatever. Anyway, there was another study done called electron microscope analysis of Morgellon fibers, and it showed that Morgellons is a organism and a disease. The CDC, Kaiser, the Nazi Kaiser, for-profit, greedy, greed heads, got millions of dollars to do a study. They did a study on 115 of their patients. Okay, Morgellons, they say, is a rare disease that only about 1 in 3,000 or 1 in 5,000 or 1 in 1,000 people get it. I think there's a lot more people that have it than, but it is fairly rare. It's not 1 in 115. And they only used 115 patients, so they could have had, they did, the criteria was that they had records of skin condition in their records. Okay, you have all kinds of skin conditions besides Morgellons. They said half the people were on drugs. They didn't say what kind of drugs. They didn't say whether it was cannabis, cannabis, hemp, ganja. They didn't say that. They said it was kind of an implication that maybe these sores are caused by drugs. Okay, methamphetamine and crack cocaine. I've seen people they get sores. Okay, this is I don't do crack. Now, as far as ganja goes, I wonder if anyone else. Please comment on any of these videos, the last 2 or this one. If anyone has a solution for Morgellons, please tell me. I'm suffering. For 4 days, it felt like a yellow jacket was stinging me. I would wake up in the middle of the night. It was constant. 4 days of a yellow jacket stinging me in 4 places. My chin, my forehead, the back of my neck, and behind my ear. Okay, anyway, it felt like yellow jackets biting me or hornets biting me for 4 days, waking me up in the middle of the night in extreme pain. I use coal tar. In other words, coal tar. It's a carcinogen, but it tends to dissolve this stuff. Anyway, there's also there's other shampoos, Selsun Blue, and things that have salicylic acid in it, like that dissolves some of this stuff. Some of the things that are for psoriasis, or they have this thing called rosacea, and they have a medicine, and they have women, and it shows the redness right here around their eyes, and they're supposed to put this ointment. I believe that's Morgellons. Anyway, I didn't want to keep this. I wanted to keep this one shorter. One thing I did want to say about mental health. Uh, the chances are you won't get a good therapist, but there is a chance, like 1 in 3, that you do get a good therapist. And part of therapy is putting things on the line. Okay, you can look back at my CBT That's world outlook, how you think, and also mindfulness behavioral therapy. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. Mindfulness behavioral therapy is more Buddhist and being aware and being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your prejudices, just being aware of your surrounding. It's called mindfulness behavioral therapy, and Buddhist. They didn't want to have a Buddhist. They kind of separated it from Buddhism, but it's very much Buddhist oriented, including meditation and other things. Mindfulness behavioral therapy, mindful of your actions, mindful of your thoughts, mindful of your surroundings, mindful of the world, mindful of the clouds, mindful of the stars, mindful of your feelings, just being more mindful, and that somehow helps you with disorders. And they make up names for disorders, but there are disorders. I was sexually abused by Felix Haas. You can look up his name on the internet. That's Felix, like the cat, and then Haas, Haas. I believe is the last name. And anyway, he worked with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission and was on the board of directors for University of Texas Medical Center and several other boards. He molested me. He had 4 children and a wife, but he liked to suck little boys' dicks. I guess they did that in Romans' time and other times. And I guess there's I believe the government is the worst. I've seen things about sex trade and U.S. government. They can get away with it, and they do it, I believe. But anyway, this one, I wanted to talk about Morgellons. The last one I said, it is not necessarily a worm, but it does move. Unlike a mushroom, it does move. It's more like a butterfly that goes from a uh, hold on, I gotta get this phone or see who it is. Hi, Mom. Can I call you back in a minute? Okay, I'm in 10 minutes. Thank you, Mom. Bye. Love you. Anyway, uh, I just wanted to say, when I say worms, they're not necessarily worms. They can expand into a mushy stuff, almost a what's it called, a slime, in order for you to not get them. They can move from one place to another place, like 3 or 4 inches, trying to get away from you. So anyway, Morgellons worms is what I call them. Here's one here. I'll try to turn it over. There it is over. There it is over again. Anyway, Morgellons worms uh, are are not nice. Um, I was I was going to say about drug use. They have to say cannabis. They have to say cannabis. I wish I had a little cannabis to put in this to help with pain and other things. It's not bad for you. But I wanted to show you these Morgellon worms. It felt like 4 hornets biting me for 4 days. And here's one. And I'm going to show you the other ones that I got over the last week. Ooh, one got away. That's one week. 1 week of Morgellons worms.